Jack, a massive win today, tense finish. How did you feel about the overall game?
I thought we were okay today. I think in how we've played recently, I don't think we were as fluent, as expansive as we'd been, but what we showed was a huge amount of character and desire and bravery to win the game, and that's another quality that you need in any football match, and we need it in the position we're in. So for that, I'm really delighted, and I think I said this after the game during the week, so pleased for players and supporters, because they're the ones that have been through this difficult period. Listen, we're still in that difficult period, but we're getting there, starting to create that momentum.
2 wins from 2 now. You must be delighted to have that, and now have cut the gap from what was a significant gap now down to 4 points.
Yeah, look, that was the aim. We knew coming into this period, but we've been saying it for a while, and I know I had repeated that performances were getting better, individual players are getting better, and when individual players get better, then that collective will come, and then the results will come. I'm pleased for guys like Scott Gallagher today, because I know prior to me coming here he would have taken criticism. It would be a difficult period for him, but I had faith in him because I'd worked with him before, and he was brilliant today. He made a couple of saves that are hugely important for us, but that's what goalkeepers need to do, and the fact that we've got another monkey off our back in terms of keeping a clean sheet is brilliant as well. Players are talking about that because they understand the importance of it as well. So look, I asked at half time if they could give me 10% more mentally and physically, and I think they did that, in particular in the way they started the half. Look, we want to see games out more comfortably and in control more than we did today, but I understand that everything that's gone this season, that anxiety would creep in, if you like.
Scott Gallagher, you mentioned him. How important was he today? Some of the saves he made as well.
Yeah, look, he's when I came in, the situation, at the risk of repeating myself, it wasn't perfect because neither of them had been an established number one. I had worked with Scott first hand at Hearts in terms of training, but also at games at Alloa, and I knew what he was capable of in this league. He'd been terrific at Alloa in the second half of last season, so it was a case of getting him mentally right, and I've seen a big difference in him in training. I think supporters are seeing a difference in him in games. Look, I think he's still working his way back to his best form, but the saves he made today, he's capable of doing that all the time. And hurry this interview up before I get soaked.
It's starting to come down. Lewis Morgan got a second goal in a week. He scored last week. Another terrific goal today. How did you think the younger players did as well, McGuinness and McAllister?
Yeah, look, I think that you could see a wee bit of fatigue maybe in the early part of the game. I thought we started the game a bit sluggish, but we've had 3 hard games in a week. I did say to Lewis at half time that he always plays better on this side of the pitch when he's closer to me, and I said I'd laugh at him after the goal about it, but Lewis he's probably been overlooked a little bit recently because of the emergencies of the 2 Kyle and the fact that Stevie's getting back to form, but really good player, great boy to work with in terms of his willingness to want to get better. His pace and his quality is terrific, and the stuff at the end of the game with him and Lawrence keeping the ball in the corner, that shows the mentality of them as well, and that's improving because that's a part of the game they need to improve on, that strength, their character, and he's another one that's impressed me a great deal since I've come into the club, so really pleased for him.
Raith are obviously a good team. They came here today and they're obviously no slouches. How important was it to get a win over a team of that quality today and make it 2 wins from 2?
I think the victory over them is important because I think our performances have improved against teams that are in that top half of the table, and we've played well against them without achieving the result. So today, I've said that myself to the players. They were unbeaten in 6. I think had only lost 4 games maybe all season. That's a good record in this league. But pre-match, I believed we were capable of beating them. During the game, I believed that, and I'm delighted that players have shown that.
How important is it for you that the gap now has started to close a little bit as we get towards the January period? Because that was probably one of the most important things, was keeping that gap down and not letting it increase any more than it was a couple of weeks ago.
It was vitally important. As much as I'd said things were improving, it's really important that we got closer. And the message I'm repeating to the players as well is people will begin to worry about us because we are a good side. We've got good players. We will strengthen as a group, and there's demands of the group are to be relentless. We come back in Monday. It's not, pat ourselves in the back and we'll take it easy for a week. We've got another massively important game next week, so we'll go, and if anything, the demands will get higher this week, and we'll keep doing that and be relentless until we get ourselves back in a position that we feel as if the club should be at. And that could be years in the making, but that's what we'll do every single week. And the mood within the dressing room is great coming out there, because all of a sudden these players are, I wouldn't say coming out their shell, but they've got something, a taste for enjoyment and a taste for winning football matches, and the reaction, the last message to them going out was to feed off the positivity that fans would give them because of the reaction at Palmerston during the week. and you could sense that around the stadium. It was brilliant for me to feel it as well, because the atmosphere, especially when we were ahead and seeing out those closing minutes, was terrific.
How important were the fans tonight in doing that and giving the team the backing right until the very end and being the 12th man, so to speak?
Look, it's vital. People say that they sometimes play down the significance for it. Fans are lifeblood of the game, and their influence on matches is obvious. They talk about when you go to venues that fans get behind teams, and I said this during the week, that I know as a player here, when things are going well and you produce a performance full of character, that they will back you. And I think the supporters recognise that we are in a position where we need everybody together, and they've shown that to me, which I really appreciate, even through the run of defeats. And that backing was hugely important for me personally as well, to keep faith in what I was doing. Look, it's 2 games, we're not getting carried away with that, but it's a really good positive start, and it's at last, I think, a reward for everybody at the club.
How does it feel for you? Because I know you've said in the last couple of weeks you maybe questioned some of the things you were doing in a way to try and figure out how to get results, but now, like you say, it is only 2 games, but you have won those 2 games, so how do you feel personally?
Yeah, I mean, I questioned it but never doubted it, if that makes sense. I think it's important to question it. You have to question that all the time about if you're doing things properly and well enough, but I still maintained that faith in what James and Alan and myself are doing, and naturally I'm pleased that we were starting to get our rewards. But I said this after Wednesday, I don't really think about myself in it. I think about the players, because they're my ones that that I'm very protective of, as long as they give me that commitment every single week and every single day in the training pitch. And delighted for people that come and pay to watch us, because they make that decision week in, week out, to go and hand over money to come and back the team. So for those people, much more important, it's my job, it's my responsibility to do things right and get a team out there that wins games, and I'm just delighted that we're starting to get there.